Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy
They
there.
got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're doing commentary on the case. Dati mihi Anglican, please.
Is that correct?
I didn't ask you to interrupt me. Oh, for Trump's sake.
Alex stole it. And Alex Murdoch stole it. Alex stole it as well.
I saw a chicken fight.
Good morning.
I would lose my mind.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Thank you for joining me this morning. Shame on me. Shame on me. Shame on me for being late. I apologize. That is all my fault. My bad. My bad. My mistake. I'm sorry, Judge Boyd. Yes, I hear you there, cringing. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Podcast Thursday. It's good to be here. I will say,
You're talking about stuff that is not
I don't know if I've ever had less sleep other than the time that I just stayed up all night and didn't sleep. I've got a whole whopping, I think, 2 hours under my belt here. That they were a good 2 hours, but I did not sleep. Oh man.
This is not Burger King. People do not get to have it their way.
Welcome, sample user. Welcome, Selena Carr, first in chat this morning. Selena, congratulations. You've won before, and you just won again. As punishment, we're going to send it to internet ownership. You have to maintain the internet for the rest of us all day long. Just a little something we can do here, and nobody else really can, because I guess it's just our thing. Yeah. Without going into too much medical stuff,
I saw a chicken fight.
I probably need a CPAP. That's what it is. So yeah. My throat was like swollen, like closing off, like I couldn't breathe, that type. And it was getting worse when I was asleep, and so I had to not sleep. So that happened. But that's it. All right. But now I'm awake. So yeah, it's confirmed. I mean, it's good. No, anyway. So yeah, I probably need to get one of those Darth Vader breathing machines. I have a love-hate relationship with my CPAP. Yeah, it's not sick. No, this happens periodically. If I sleep at the wrong position, I snore in the back of my throat, and I snore so badly that it causes inflammation and it swells up and closes off my throat. That's what happened last night. So I got about 2 hours of great sleep while I apparently was snoring, and then I woke up and realized that I almost didn't wake up. So that's how it goes. Good morning. Good to be here. So I'm here. Anyway, never slept better since I got it. I know it's one of those things where I've just been putting it off, and then I'm going to do it. I'm like, why didn't I do this sooner? That's what it is. Also, breaking news: we can't bring you the witchcraft trial. It is too bad. It is too bad.
Send someone with more experience.
A hatchet, his mom, his dog. It's not. We're not going to go there. It's too rough for me, and I've decided. I vetoed it. I told you we were going to go there, but I changed my mind. We do have a different case we're going to go to today instead. That just barely happened, and I think it slid under the radar, so we can bring that to you. Also, let's see. Yeah, witchcraft trials. It's really bad. It makes you feel sick just hearing some of this stuff. I thought those were gunshots, but no, I think my kid's dropping marbles upstairs. All right. let's see. I have one when I was in the hospital. Doctor said it looked like Darth Vader. I don't care what it looks like. It's how I feel when I sleep. But anyway, so there's a good chance I might take a slight snooze, which I can do upright in the chair without a problem. So I might fall asleep today. And this might be the day when you get the 4-hour continuous feed of nothing happening. The video stopped and me just snoring. So it could happen. I'm sure that would make it onto the internet and live forever in infamy. All right, welcome. We're going to welcome those that have special days today. If there is anybody that has a special day, hopefully they've made it known to the rest of us. Let's see. Change your life and your health. I'm already changing my health. Well, side note, Mrs. R.A. made a new dish yesterday. It was a pulled pork, pineapple pulled pork. I don't know what to call it. It has like a sauce on it that had tomato and honey and a bunch of spices, and then a couple cans of pineapple in the slow cooker for all day. Oh my goodness, that is life-changing food. It's absolutely amazing. She made a ton of it. We made like 4 pounds of pulled pork, and my kids aren't huge meat eaters, and so I basically get all of it. So I had some of that for breakfast. That's my confession. All right. It sounds delicious. I just wanted to share because I'm still craving it a little bit more. I wish I can probably get you a recipe, Misty. I want her to do a recipe thing on her channel because she has some amazing recipes. And what she does, she tries new stuff all the time. We have no birthdays today. No birthdays. Dancers, you can take off your uniforms. Don't need to no dancing today. I guess instead we'll just remember the good times, I guess. You know, the days where we had 3, 4, 8, even up to 10 birthdays. Not today. No happy little song. No morning pickup. Somewhere, some way, somebody is waking up this morning and has nobody to sing to them, and we don't know about it because they haven't told us. And so we just have to begin the day without our one thing that we've done every single other day for almost the last year. And celebrating. Wait, scratch that. Ooh, whoa, boom. My son Sky has a birthday today. I knew the sad music would bring out the birthdays. Yay. And Aussie J, do we have how many? Okay, bring out the birthdays. You're late in telling us, so slap on the hand, but at the same time, thank you. Let's see. Sky and Aussie J have birthdays.
Scratch all that. Oh, that was terrible.
All right, we can now sing happy birthday. So Sky and Aussie J. Is there anybody else? Did I get everybody? Sky and Aussie J. Can somebody type that in chat? Just the names of who has a birthday so that I don't forget. It's also Vin Diesel's birthday. If he's watching, I'll sing to him too. Just hit me up on the text. Sky and Aussie J. There we go. Thank you, Bep. All right, everyone join with me. We've put the sad piano music away because we're going to actually sing happy birthday. Greeners, I see what you did there. Happy birthday to Vin Diesel. Warm up with me if you would. La 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 la. Sounds beautiful. Blend your voice with those of your neighbors. Stand up wherever you are in a cubicle. Sing out if you're in a carpool. Open the doors. Let the late neighbors hear. Dancers at the ready. Hope you got your uniforms back on. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sky and Aussie J. And Vin Diesel, happy birthday to you. We'll do verse 2 for Jennifer's son, Jordan. Let's do that. Okay, everybody at the ready. Dancers, ready for round 2 with the kicks? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jordan. Happy birthday to you. This is funny because R.A. and Jennifer, their son Jordan, is my son. We sang to him happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jordan. He sang this morning. And in honor of your birthday, son, Jen is my wife. It's my son. So in honor of his birthday, I got myself a present, which is the appropriate thing to do on your kids' birthdays. I just think it's funny. We just sang to Jordan. Anyway, happy birthday, Jordan. All right. I got an Amazon Prime Day. I probably shouldn't shake it. It might break. Just in time for the end of the birthday song. Happy birthday, everyone who celebrates. We realize there are a million places you could be, a million people you could celebrate with, but you chose to be here with us. The pleasure and privileges are all ours. That was rough. I need a little more sleep to say that quickly. We already gave Jordan his present, so I don't feel bad about opening mine now. But air drums, everybody, ready? Oh, no, not yet. This is the last verse. Here we go. Get your drumsticks ready. First live in 5 months. Baby Gator, congratulations. Air drums, here we go.
Have them send more experience.
That was it. We got the whole thing. Whew, what a day. Baby Gator, 6 months. Congratulations. Congratulations. That was terrible. It was a little bit less than, it was subpar, and I blame the lack of sleep. Let's open the gift. See what we got ourselves. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but ooh, mice. I got some mice. Or is it 2 mouses?
What more do you need to see?
I got mouses because this computer for video editing, I've been using the Apple Smart Mouse, which is really cool and way too expensive. It's this one. But there's no like physical tactile scroll wheel. And so it's all sort of, the speed is really hard to adjust, and it's all just one big button, even though you can turn on right click and it works, and it doesn't sometimes. But I picked up these, they were on sale. I think I got 2 mice for half the price or something like that. Just a little wireless, nifty. And yeah, and I got the second one for like dirt cheap. That's why I got 2. I think I got both of those for $20, which was a steal. So hopefully they work. All right, happy birthday to everyone who had their birthday today. Make sure you help yourself to free pancakes at Denny's or wherever they sell them. Let's see. Who got the job offer? Where's the... I didn't see who's... It's hilarious. Of course, with that many kids, every day is bound to be a birthday at Barry's house. It didn't even occur to me when I was playing the sad music that my son had a birthday and I had just finished singing to them maybe 10 minutes before. Well, he opened the gift. Did we announce the internet winner? I did. The internet winner is Selena Carr. Hi, Selena. Good job. She's won before. She's a repeat offender, possibly even a habitual offender. Lenovo, you got the job offer? Who was the I'm curious who got the job offer. I'm so tired. My eyes are blurry. Abby got stitches out yesterday. That's worth celebrating. Never skip the dance, says Nosy. All right. We have a trial to bring you. It's going to take us today and tomorrow. We're probably going to end a little early on Friday. It's a 2-day trial. It just barely happened, so don't cheat and watch ahead. No spoilers, please. But it's one that sort of snuck under the radar, and it's going to be good. Baby Gator, it was you. Congratulations, Baby Gator. Did you? I think you said so in your message, and right there, and I didn't read it. Yay, first live in months. Finally got a job offer, so no job hunting today. Yay. Baby Gator, that is awesome. I started YouTubing because I was tired of job hunting. So hopefully good things come to you as well. Megan Easton, thank you for gifting a membership this morning. That went to Skybell. Yes, bus stop rando and stuff. It's Baby Gator. I don't know how you guys can keep up with all the name changes. I just cannot do it. Thanks for the reminder. I probably need a lot of help today because I'm awake, but my head is slow. And like every time I say something, I listen to it and it's like...
I'd agree that everything you just said is one of the most horrible things I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm just not firing on all cylinders today. And I'm just doing water. Just doing water. No Mountain Dew. I went past...
If they didn't, I would lose my mind.
I went to Food Lion with Mrs. R.A. the other day. And that's what we do for dates. When you get old, you go to the grocery store for a date. So we went. It's just the kids were home. It was like, hey, we just want to get out. And we had to go run an errand anyway. And it's just fun to be out together and talk and stuff and walk around. And had a good time, picked up a few things. And walk in through the door. And there's like a massive display. You know when they build a display out of the cans?
I saw
like the 12 packs of pop.
I saw a chicken fight.
There's a huge display that's built out of like Mountain Dew. And I don't remember. It looked like, I think they wrote like RA or something out of it. It was something that was like, it was calling me. It was like, look at me, this is Mountain Dew. And just amazing. And of course it's half price. And so it's like buy one, get one free. And the buy one price was cheap as well. I'm like, I could really use with about 24 cans of Mountain Dew right now. But I didn't. Instead, I got water. And so hopefully the dieting gods will look down on me in mercy and lift up on the scale when I step on it next time. All right, let's get started with trial because we've teased you long enough. Give me just 1 second. Let's see. All right, I think we're ready. Reverend Beasy, thank you. I'm making a couple people proud, but as long as you're one of them, that's good. A mountain of Mountain Dew. It was beautiful. I mean, somebody went to a lot of work, and some kid's going to take the bottom one. The whole thing's going to come tumbling down. But it was gorgeous. All right, let's do this. We have no warning. We're jumping in right at the very beginning of, or like 2 sentences into the opening statements. And opening statements is given using a PowerPoint. And so we're going to jump to that right now. Oh, helps if I push.
And what this case is about
cold-blooded murder.
Cold-blooded murder. And Mr. Johnson, this defendant sitting right here at this table, being a snake.
Snake.
Jerry Carr was 20 years old when he lost his life. He lost his life because Mr. Johnson shot and killed him. Photo? And not only did he shoot and kill him, before he shot and killed him, he befriended him. And one of the things, ladies and gentlemen, that throughout this trial you may wonder about is why. Why did Jamon Johnson shoot and kill Jerry Carr? And there's no better reason to tell you other than that he's a snake. You will hear
she has a thing
that
against
Jamon
snakes.
Johnson, along with Jacob Ingram, followed, lurked, riddled with bullets, 12 bullets, in Jerry Carr's body.
The lurking part isn't a crime.
Left him dying on the floor and then fled. And it's important that you all understand there's key evidence in this matter. Key evidence that I want you all to take into consideration. Surveillance video and ballistic evidence. And this surveillance video and ballistic evidence will identify Jamon Johnson as the shooter. Jamon Johnson and Jacob Ingram. And I'll talk to you a little bit about Jacob Ingram. Okay? But first, let's get into the surveillance video. So on the first surveillance video, you will see at 878 Norwood Road, the defendant, Jamon Johnson and Jacob Ingram, hanging out at this gas station. And they're hanging out for quite some time. And as we have the entire surveillance video, the surveillance footage, you'll see them go inside the gas station and you'll see them come out the gas station, but they're hanging out at this gas station, and they're hanging out in front of an Acura. Okay? And in that Acura, they are in and out of it. At some point in time, you will see Jerry Carr arrive to that convenience store. And when he arrives at that convenience store, he immediately goes and he speaks to Mr. Johnson and Mr. Jacob Ingram.
I think she said Acura.
In fact, Mr. Johnson gets out of his Acura, goes up to Mr. Carr, daps him up, and actually gives him a hug. They continue talking for approximately 10 minutes. And they continue talking for so long that when Jerry Carr decides to go inside of the store is closing. The store is closed. He can't get what he went there to purchase. So at some point in time in the video, what you'll see is Jerry Carr, he'll go back, he'll walk away, he'll say bye to Mr. Johnson and Mr. Ingram. He'll drive off. His car is not seen on the footage, but he'll drive off. One of the things what I expect the evidence to show is that these defendants were talking to Mr. Johnson, Mr. Ingram, were talking to Mr. Carr for about 10 minutes. And it was a very, looked to be friendly conversation. I want to let you know that there is the entire video that you can sit and watch the 10-minute conversation, but the state has sped up that conversation, and you'll see that in a compilation video. Okay? So when Jerry Carr leaves the store, you'll see the defendant soon leave after him. Jerry Carr, within 4 minutes, arrives to 1955 Moreland Avenue. And what the evidence will show is that from 878 Norwood to 1955 Moreland Avenue, it's less than a mile, and it takes approximately 4 minutes to get there. Okay? You'll see that Jerry Carr goes into the store, and this is the day before Thanksgiving, goes into the store, he goes to the cash register, he asks the cashier for something, but then he goes down the aisle.
He says, "Pardon me, do you
and
have
he
any
has a
grape
bottle
Poupon?"
of mustard in his hand. Jerry Carr went to the store to get a bottle of mustard. He goes to the cashier. You'll see him, he pays for the mustard. And once he pays for the mustard, he decides to walk out of the store. Now, while he's doing that inside of the store, you'll also see Jamon Johnson and Jacob Ingram, the same two individuals who just spoke and were very friendly to Mr. Carr at 878 Norwood, coming up on the side of the gas station. Only thing that has changed with Jamon Johnson is he has now put his hood over his head. It's the only thing. He has on the same clothes. It's a unique jacket, red, white, gray jacket with black pants and red, white, black tennis shoes. You'll see Jamon Johnson and Jacob Ingram approach the store from the side. You'll see Jamon Johnson on the phone. And as he reaches the side of the store, you see he's ducked off in the corner because just above him is a surveillance video. You'll then see Jacob Ingram come up behind him, and Jacob Ingram already has his gun out. Jacob Ingram has on the same clothing from the 878 Norwood. He only put another jacket over his head, and you'll see that. That jacket is a colorful jacket. Otherwise, same clothing. And as they are standing on the side, lurking and waiting and creeping for Mr. Carr, Mr. Carr unfortunately just walks out. And as he's looking the opposite direction, not even in the direction of these two defendants, with a bottle of mustard in his hand, Jamon Johnson pulls out his gun and on FaceTime, because he does FaceTime, right beforehand, pulls out his gun and shoots, riddles Jerry Carr's body with bullets.
On FaceTime? He FaceTimed the murder?
Jerry Carr is shot 12 times, all the way from his head to his chest, his torso, his knees. A snake ready to bite is what Jamon Johnson was. Once they shoot, once Jamon Johnson and Jacob Ingram shoot, they run away. They run behind the store, and that's it.
So it wasn't even a
You
theft?
are going to hear about the investigation that soon followed, and that's done by Detective or Investigator Savannah Berry. And Investigator Berry is going to say one of the first things she does at a convenience store, unfortunately in shootings like this, is look at the video. Let's look at the video. And she will explain to you that she saw this incident take place on video, and she saw these two individuals sneak up from the side of the store. So there she has it. So what's now? What to do now? Now we need to identify these individuals. So through her investigation, you will hear that Savannah Berry realizes that this particular store, 1955 Moreland, is not the store that Jerry Carr would normally visit, because his home is located, walking distance from 878 Norwood. So she says, this is kind of strange. Why would he go to this store when he had a store that was right down the street? So what she decides to do is then go to 878 Norwood and review the footage from there, just to try to find out who these two individuals were. Because though she could tell what their clothing was, she could not necessarily see their face. So she goes to that store and she just looks at the footage. She sees that they're closed, but she looks at the footage and she sees, Jamon Johnson, Jacob Ingram, with the same clothing, 4 minutes prior, talking to Mr. Jerry Carr.
I've got questions. This just seems crazy.
So now her task is, well, who are those two individuals? Who are they? How can I identify them? Now, by looking at the footage, she sees that they hang out at this store all the time, right? So one of the things that she does through her investigation is she sees if there was any incidents that may have taken place at this particular store. That's how we get into the ballistics evidence. And before I get into any incidents that had taken place at 878 Norwood, I want to let you know that shell casings were collected from 1955 Moreland Avenue. This is where the murder took place. And projectiles were taken directly from Mr. Carr's body. Okay? So, how do we identify them? Well, go this way.
It's just 2 days, 2-day travel.
On October 26, 2020, at 878 Norwood, approximately a month before this murder, the first store that Jerry Carr went to, there was a shooting, okay? Where Mr. Ingram and Mr. Johnson were present, okay? And one of the things that she does is she goes back and she reviews that particular investigation, Detective Berry. And she sees that Mr. Johnson identified himself. And I will say Mr. Johnson and Mr. Ingram, for that October 26, 2020 shooting, they were not suspects in that shooting. Actually, somebody tried to harm them, okay, in that shooting. So they were not suspects, and they were willing to give their information during that particular shooting at 878 Norwood.
There are way too many shootings.
Okay. And one of the things that Detective Berry does is go back and she looks at the footage from that shooting. She looks at the footage from investigators' body cameras, and she sees where Mr. Johnson says, "My name is Jamon Johnson." So as a good investigator, she is able to link back up the identity of Jamon Johnson, not only to 878 Norwood, but to 1955 Moreland, where our murder scene takes place. Okay. Johnson, on that particular shooting day, October 26, 2020, admits, "I shot back in self-defense." And one of the things that those investigators did, just as they did in our murder scene, is they collected the shell casings from where Mr. Johnson admitted to shooting. He was at 878 Norwood, parked in the spot in his Acura, and he started shooting back at the people who were trying to harm him. Those investigators collect those shell casings.
Not Tyler Daisy, sorry.
And when they collect those shell casings, this is October 26th, they put them into evidence. Okay. Mr. Johnson's shell casings that he shot match up to the shell casings at 1955 Moreland, where Jerry Carr was murdered. So I want to go back here. What other ballistic evidence identified Jacob Ingram? And Jacob Ingram, you'll see, is on the indictment. He's not sitting here, obviously. His case will be taken care of some other time.
Jamon Johnson.
Okay.
Tyler Daisy's the witchcraft one.
One of the things that
really
Detective Berry does is they go to the home of Jacob Ingram. They search the home. They find a firearm, a Smith & Wesson firearm in the home. That ballistic evidence will show that this firearm fired projectiles found in Mr. Carr's body.
Not yet.
And shell casings on the scene.
Breezy, sorry.
So Detective Berry was able to identify Jacob Ingram and Jamon Johnson, not only through what they had on that night, not only through the connection of them being a mile and a half and speaking to this victim, Mr. Carr, minutes beforehand, but she was able to identify them through ballistic evidence. You'll also hear from Dr. Karen Sullivan, and Dr. Karen Sullivan peer-reviewed Dr. Jacqueline Benjamin's autopsy of Jerry Carr. He had 12 gunshot wounds. Fortunately, cause of death was multiple gunshot wounds. Manner of death is classified as a homicide. Okay. Again, how do we identify Jamon Johnson? Surveillance video and ballistic evidence. So I want to talk a little bit about the juror's duty. Again, this is not television. We spoke about this. This is not television. I'm asking you all to use your common sense. I'm not telling you all to leave that at the door. Okay? Common sense. Okay? Take notes. Make sure you don't take them to the detriment of not paying attention. Okay? Take notes. Listen carefully to each and every witness. Excuse me. I want to let you know, sometimes this can be a pain, that some of the witnesses we may have to take out of order due to scheduling conflicts. Okay? So make sure you pay attention to the witnesses. It might not flow in chronological order. Okay? However, all of the pieces to the puzzle will be there at the end of the trial. Okay? And it will be enough for you to find the defendant guilty on each and every count of the indictment. He's charged with murder, 3 counts of felony murder, 1 count of aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon,
Yeah, that can
and
lock you
another
away for
possession
life.
of firearm by a convicted felon. Okay? Again, the indictment has 2 people. There's only 1 person on trial today. Okay? That's Jamon Johnson. That's who we're here. That's who you're here to determine guilt or innocence. I will talk about Jacob Ingram because they were together. They committed this crime together. I think it shows that they committed the crime together by also putting evidence in about him. So be aware of that as well. Okay? And at the end of the trial, there will be no doubt. I believe that you will find the defendant guilty on all counts of this indictment. Thank you.
Mr. Brown, is the defense electing to make an opening statement at this time? All right, whenever you're ready.
Good morning. Every crime has certain elements. And if you take away any one of those elements, you don't have the crime. For example, murder. Murder is the unlawful, malice of forethought, expressed or implied, causing the death of another human being. 3 elements. You take away the unlawful, you do not have murder.
This isn't self-defense.
And since there are so many crimes, hundreds of crimes, there's a multitude of elements. But there's one element that is in every single crime: identity. They has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Johnson is the one who caused the death of Mr. Carr. They have to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. And the state has a video, as was mentioned by the prosecutor. The face of the shooter is hidden because this person in the video has a hood over his head. And so you can't see the person's face. The state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that that person who is concealing his face is Mr. Johnson. And state will not be able to prove that burden because, one, there's no direct evidence in this case. There's no eyewitness. I saw Mr. Johnson shoot Mr. Carr. There's no eyewitness to that. And this is a solely circumstantial case. The state wants you to come to a conclusion because Mr. Johnson is in one video that he's the person in this second video. The standard is beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the highest standard. That's the highest burden of proof in American jurisprudence. If the state has not proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Johnson is in that video, then you must acquit him on all of the charges that are against him.
State may call its first witness.
They called Jody Benson.
That was the. Okay, there are some portions of this that we're going to edit out. First of all, the graphic.
While Miss Benson is making
autopsy photos.
Excuse me. While Mr. Benson is making his way in, I'll just do a quick scan. Show of hands if anyone needs a break. Seeing none.
We just started, Judge. Like we've been here for half an hour. There's one of the times he was shot was in his male member, and they do close-ups of all the bullets, entry wounds. So we're probably gonna try to skip that picture if that's cool with y'all. There might be a lot of, there's some shots that have a lot of blood in them, like the body on the ground, river blood, things like that. It's a murder trial.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll try to clean a couple of them up.
Should be in court. It's the truth. I will. They experienced first and last night for court.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Jody Benson, Jody, B as in boy, Enson.
Mr. Benson, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you, ma'am?
How are you? I'm doing well. How are you currently employed?
I'm currently employed with the Cobb County Medical Examiner.
Okay. And what do you do at the Cobb County Medical Examiner?
I am a forensic technician.
Back in November 25th of 2020, how were you employed?
I was employed by the Atlanta Police Department as a crime scene technician.
And can you just explain to the jury what you did as a crime scene technician?
As a crime scene tech for City of Atlanta, our job was to respond to different crime scenes when requested. And we would go over through the scene, help the officers there to identify, document, and collect and process within our scope of practice any items that may be of evidentiary value that we found on scene.
And did you have the opportunity to respond to a 1955 Moreland Avenue?
I did.
And do you know what county that address is located in?
Fulton County.
Why did you respond to 1955 Moreland Avenue?
We were dispatched out for a person shot / homicide.
And I am.
The witchcraft trial, he killed his mom allegedly and his dog with a hatchet, and the testimony is a bit much. So instead, we chose the one who got shot.
I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 3 to 33. Sorry, they're out of order now. But can you just take a minute to look at those 3 and 33?
Yes, ma'am.
The cameras get fixed eventually, so we just got to wait for.
Let the jury know if you recognize it.
I think it's about a few more minutes. It gets fixed about an hour in, and then we get other views where we can see witnesses and the court and everything else. So it'll get fixed. She's showing the opposing counsel the pictures before they get put up on the screen.
I do recognize these.
I'm also showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 78, previously shown to defense counsel.
And yes, I do recognize this.
How do you recognize State's Exhibit 3 through 33?
Those are the crime scene photos that I took at the scene.
And are those crime scene photos, do they fairly accurately reflect what you observed on 1955 or at 1955 Moreland Avenue?
Yes, they do.
And do they appear to be altered in any way?
They do not.
Your Honor, at this time, state tender states exhibit 3 through 33 into evidence.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Exhibits 3 through 33 are admitted without objection.
And states exhibit 78. What is states exhibit 78?
This is a copy of my crime scene report that I did on the scene.
And how do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize it?
It's what I write, and I has my name in it, that I responded, my radio number, etc.
And is it a fair and accurate copy of your report?
Yes, it is.
State tender states exhibit 78 into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
78 is admitted without objection.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as states exhibit 117, 118, 82, and 120.
She's getting them all admitted first, and then she'll start showing them on the screen.
We'll take it one by one now.
Do you have any gloves?
I do. Maybe. We may have some.
Throw in there if you think there might be some.
Thank you, sir. All right.
All right, so let's start with number 82.
I believe we're in Fulton County, Georgia.
Do you recognize
Georgia,
number 82?
Yes, I do.
And how do you recognize that?
This is the evidence bag that we collected. We collect any types of items that may be of evidentiary value in it. So this one contains the Heinz mustard bottle that I collected at the scene.
How do you package, your evidence, and how do you know it's what you package it to be?
We fill out the front of the evidence package. There's just printed lines here as to what's inside it, where it was, evidence marker number, description of the item, who it was collected by, and again on the back, I just make my notes there. Evidence tape across the seal of the back, and I initial the evidence seal to show that I sealed it.
Let's take it. I don't know.
You want me to go ahead, open it?
Don't open it just yet. State tender states exhibit 82 into evidence.
No objection.
82 admitted without objection.
All right, let's go to, and I think I have on there states exhibit 117.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you recognize states exhibit 117?
Again, this is an envelope that we use to collect evidence in. I have there's a stamp on the front, pre-printed stamp on the front that I have my information printed on, a description of what's inside, and again, the evidence tape on the back with my initials.
What is states exhibit 117?
This is 3 projectiles that were collected from the crime scene.
State tenders states exhibit states 117 into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
117 is admitted without objection.
Can you go to 118?
118 is a gun magazine that was collected at the scene. This is not my crime scene, the plastic, but my original packaging crime scene bag is on the inside of this plastic bag.
And that crime scene, that packaging does it have your signature, your name on it?
From what I can see, yes. I can't see on the back because it's folded over inside.
Were you able to collect a magazine on scene?
Yes, I was.
And what type of magazine did you collect?
It's a gun magazine, and it had 13 unfired cartridges in it.
State tender State's Exhibit 118 into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
118 is admitted without objection.
All right, one more, and I think it's labeled as State's 120. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. State's Exhibit 120. What is it?
Once again, our evidence bag that we collected with my name and description of the contents inside, evidence tape on the back with my initials, and it is this bag contains 11 9mm cartridge casings collected from the scene.
State's tenders State's Exhibit 120 into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
120 admitted without objection.
I've updated the title to show that we're watching
Can
Georgia
you,
v.
what
Jamon
is a
Johnson,
cartridge?
the mustard
I know you
murder
mentioned
trial.
cartridge casing and projectiles. Can you just explain to the jury what the difference is between a cartridge casing and a projectile?
Cartridge casing is the shell of a bullet. It's the brass or other metal casing that a bullet is fired from. A unfired cartridge is an entire bullet, meaning it's just the bullet, the casing, all the contents inside, and it has not been fired by a weapon.
Okay. And what happens after you collect shell casings or projectiles? Like, what do you do with the actual shell casing?
Once we collect them?
Yes.
Once I collect the cartridge casings, they go into as their individual evidence bags. I transport them back, or I would transport them back to the crime scene annex, or I'm sorry, the public safety annex to the crime scene offices. And there I would process the casings with fingerprint powder to see if there's any possible latent prints on the casings.
In this case, were you able to find any latent prints or fingerprints?
No, I was not.
Then what did you do after you with those casings?
With the cartridge casings, once we process them for latent prints, again, we package them back in their evidence packaging, and we then turn it into the property unit or the property and evidence unit that was also located in the same building.
Is it rare for you to find a fingerprint on a casing?
It is very rare to find fingerprints on a casing.
If we could publish State's Exhibit 3 through 33 at this time. Your Honor, can we have
the screen sharing is disabled, Your Honor. If we can have
Right. What's your screen name?
Washington.
All right. If we could have Miss Washington added as a co-host.
At least it wasn't Gorilla Grip. I'm going to share a blank canvas for a thumbnail. We only have 2 days to make this. We got to be quick.
So if we could just start with State's Exhibit 3. What do we see in this picture, in this photograph?
This is going to be an overall photograph of mainly the awning located on the front of the store, and the what you're looking at here is the security camera or the video camera that's located mounted underneath the awning.
Well, yeah, I think there's a way to make it big, but it's okay.
Okay, I'm going to say we need a content warning.
It's okay. You can go to the next one. All right. So in State's Exhibit 4, what do we?
And we're going to see.
Again, this is another overall photograph of the awning on front of the store. This would be located at the corner of the store, and as you can see, there are multiple cameras located, mounted underneath the awning.
State's Exhibit 5.
This is just an overall picture of the front area of the crime scene with evidence markers, and they are marking items of evidentiary value.
State's Exhibit 6.
This is just a generic overall photograph of the victim.
State's Exhibit 7.
This is a close-up picture of a projectile that was found in the victim's clothing.
And when you say projectile, like, is it what we call a spent projectile?
Yes. As I was saying, with the unfired cartridges, is the bullet and the casing and all the incendiary materials involved. Once that bullet has been fired, it is called a projectile. Once it leaves the casing, and wherever it lands, it's called a projectile.
So this was found. This bullet had been fired, and this was found in the clothing.
Correct.
I have here, if you could just explain to the jury, there's starting with, this is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go in an order of, how do you do your markings? How do you know what?
When I arrive on scene, I will talk with the officers that are there, the responding officers that are there, and we will do a basic walkthrough. Usually the detective, whoever the detective in charge of the scene, they will ask that a certain item be marked number 1. In this case, I believe it was a decedent. And then we will, procedure from there is to move outward. So you start at number 1 and you move outward, and any type of item that might be of evidentiary value, you number it 2, 3, 4, etc.
And when you are photographing shell casings, and you have them in a numbered order, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the way, or that's the particular order of the bullet.
No, evidence markers do not imply any type of order that anything may have been shot in.
Okay. If we can go to the next one, please. And what do we have here?
This is going to be just a generic overall photograph of the scene. It shows the decedent on the ground with a black BMW that he was laying in front of. And this is this is the picture taken before evidence markers were placed.
What's the next one, please? All right. What do we see here?
This is an overall photograph of an area of the sidewalk with evidence marker number 3 that's marking a piece of evidence.
Next, please.
This is a close-up of a projectile located on the sidewalk with evidence marker number 3.
And I have a question. In State's Exhibit 78 that was tendered into evidence, do you some kind of way document what you find in your when you're out on a scene?
Yes. Again, we mark everything with number of evidence markers, and then in my report, I would write whatever the evidence item was, and then I would put in parentheses a corresponding evidence marker number.
All right. If we can go to the next one, please.
It's going to get a little bit funnier here.
Go ahead.
This is just a close-up of what appears to be a key fob that was found on the ground with evidence marker number 4.
Next State's Exhibit, please.
This is a overall picture of the parking lot, or the area, of the area in front of the BMW with a mustard bottle found on the ground with marker number 5.
Next one.
Again, this is another overall area of the front of the BMW, and there are 2 items that are marked with evidence markers number 6 and 7.
Do you mind referring to your report and telling the jury what State's Exhibit number 6, evidence markers number 6 and 7 were?
Sure, 1 second. They appear to be, according to my notes, 9mm cartridge casings.
All right, if we can go to the next slide, please.
Again, this is a close-up of a cartridge casing on the ground with evidence marker number 6. And this is, again, another cartridge casing located on the ground, close-up shot of it with evidence marker number 7. Again, a cartridge casing located on the ground with evidence marker number 8. Another cartridge casing located on the ground, evidence marker number 9. This is a close-up shot of a projectile located on the ground with evidence marker number 10.
Next slide.
This is a close-up of a cartridge casing located on the ground with evidence marker number 11.
Next one.
This is another picture of a cartridge casing located on the ground with evidence marker number 12.
Next slide.
This is cartridge casing located on the ground with evidence marker 13. Another cartridge casing located on the ground with evidence marker number 14. This is a overall shot or overall picture of the side of the building, the sidewalk area, with evidence markers 15, 16, and 17.
If we can go to the next slide, please.
This is a picture of the gun magazine located on the sidewalk there with the unfired cartridges inside, and marker number 15.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Fine.
We'll get back. Can you repeat the end of your answer?
I said this is a close-up of the gun magazine located on the ground of the sidewalk area that contains the unfired cartridge casings, and it's evidence marker 15.
Okay. Will you please go to, I think it's States Exhibit 118? 118?
Yes.
And
I've already changed my goals.
They're going to fix the cameras here in just a couple minutes, and we'll start getting to see the courtroom. It'll get a little more interesting.
Do you have any scissors or anything that can cut this? I don't want to make a mess of it.
First gloves, now we want scissors. Very demanding witness here.
Actually, I've got it. I think so.
I can get it. Apologize for that. Take the magazine. If we could just start with the magazine.
Okay.
That magazine, can you read what type of magazine that is?
It doesn't have a caliber on it. Just the brand name Smith & Wesson, and it's got engraved numbers on the side which indicate how many casings it can hold.
Okay. But the brand name of that is a Smith & Wesson?
That's what it says, yes.
Okay. All right, that's all I
there.
need for that.
It's stamped on the
Thank
bottom.
You can put it back in the...
Okay.
Right there, stamped there. It's a fancy S&W.
We'll go to the next slide. What is States Exhibit number 25?
That one looks silver.
This would be, again, a close-up of a cartridge casing on the ground with evidence marker 16.
Or nickel.
States Exhibit number 26.
Again, another cartridge casing on the ground, close-up with marker number 17.
And numbers 27.
This is just an overall photograph of the driver's side of the BMW that was located parked in front of the store, and there beneath the driver's side door.
Next slide, please.
This is, again, it's more of a mid-range shot, kind of focusing in on that evidence marker and the item in front of it.
Next slide, please.
And this is a close-up of that item. It's a shell casing on the ground with evidence marker 18.
It's a pretty picture.
Next slide.
That's not.
This is a picture of the side or the right side of the decedent, and with evidence markers 20 and 21. This is a close-up of a picture of a projectile with evidence marker number 20.
Excellent.
And this is a fragment that is on the ground, a close-up of a fragment marked with evidence marker 21.
And why'd you say fragment? Like, what does that mean?
A fragment is just, in this particular instance, is a piece of the cartridge casing or the shell that is broken off from a bullet.
The cartridge casing? So the full metal jacket.
Hold on. Wait 1 second. Stop sharing.
Okay, they're going to zoom in on driver's license, so I'm going to take a full screen on this one.
And then can you go to the next slide, please?
We're just going to show it.
This is just a close-up of the of the driver's license of the decedent, just for ID purposes.
And how do you all get that? Do you find it?
I think he's
find
dead, so
that?
it doesn't really matter anymore.
I don't know if I found this or if it was Investigator Bennett with the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office, but I was given it and just take a picture of it for ID purposes.
It's vertical like that because he's just a kid.
Is there anything else?
When he got it, anyway.
Do you have anything? Because that's number 120. Okay. All right. No, we don't need to open it. All right. Thank you. No further questions.
Any cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Regarding State's Exhibit 117, the 3 projectiles, were they in a condition that you could tell the caliber?
I'm sorry, what were the numbers?
State's Exhibit 117, the 3 projectiles.
No, they were not.
And the gun magazine, the State's Exhibit 118, I think your testimony was that no latent fingerprints could be lifted from the gun magazine?
No latent prints of value were identified. That's correct.
Where did you find the gun magazine? Was it near the decedent? Or where exactly was it located?
May I refer to my notes?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'll go there.
Lots of whispering from the prosecutor's table.
The gun magazine was located on, I believe, on the sidewalk, on the side of the building, the side of the store.
The side where the alleged shooters were?
I have no idea where the shooters were on the scene.
But in front of the store?
That's correct. It was on the side of the store.
Do you know the caliber of the 13 fired cartridges?
9 millimeters.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Benson.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anyone need a break? Seeing none, state may call a next witness.
All right, State calls Ms. Sharon Latner.
I'll go through.
Accept.
Evidence and
Just leave it there.
Okay.
We'll handle it. Ms. Washington, while your next witness comes in, if we could clear the witness stand at the admitted exhibits.
I bought 2 mice. That's the only thing I bought. Okay, very soon they're going to fix the camera, so we're going to be able to see around the courtroom. Happens about an hour into the trial, so we're getting there, guys. Greeners, thanks for your generosity, gifting 5 memberships this morning, including one to Amber, which I think was unintentional. Just kidding. Bought a trash can.
You swear upon that the testimony should be in court against the truth and that's a good thing.
I do.
Maybe please. Their own personal.
Sharon Latner, SHARON, Latners.
Good morning, Ms. Latners. How are you doing today?
Good morning. Fine, and thank you.
Ms. Latners, where are you currently employed?
City of Atlanta 911 Communications Center.
And what do you do there?
I am custodian of records.
And you're the custodian of records for the City of Atlanta 911's Communication Center?
Yes.
And can you please explain to the jury what exactly the City of Atlanta 911 Communication Center, what do they do?
We handle all emergency 911 calls for fire, police, and ambulance service.
When a 911 call comes in, what is produced as a record of that call?
You have a CAD report.
And are 911 calls stored and kept?
Yes.
Does that happen automatically?
Yes.
And are these calls kept in the regular course of business with the City of Atlanta 911 Communication Center?
Yes.
Are these records kept as part of the regularly conducted activity of the City of Atlanta 911 Communication Center?
Yes.
And is it the regular business practice of the City of Atlanta 911 call center to keep and maintain these records?
Yes.
Ms. Latners, were you asked to download all 911 calls from an incident that occurred at 1955 Moreland Avenue Southeast on November the 25th of 2020?
Yes.
And did you do that?
Yes.
Your Honor, permission to approach the witness.
Amen.
Ms. Latners, I'm going to show you what has been marked as State Exhibit 2 for identification purposes. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And what is that?
It's a copy of the CAD for that incident on November 25th, 2020.
And is it a fair and accurate copy of the CAD report associated with the 911 call received from 1955 Moreland Avenue Southeast?
Yes.
And does it appear to be altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, permission to tender State's Exhibit 2 into evidence, the CAD.
If I could see it first, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, here's where we fix the cameras. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. They're pushing the button.
No objection, Your Honor.
Exhibit 2 is admitted.
Boom.
And Your Honor, permission to publish State's Exhibit 2.
We have a judge. We have a judge. And now we're back on the presentation.
If they didn't, I would lose my mind.
Yes, I would hate that view for the entire trial. We passed on the witchcraft trial because of
and Ms. Latner's looking
severe animal
at
cruelty.
The first page of the CAD report, State's Exhibit 2. Can you please tell the jurors
And some dismembering.
the nature of the call? We may have to scroll a little bit. Can you please tell the jurors the nature of the call?
It shows a 50, which is a signal for APD person shot.
It's big food, Mark.
And what time was the call received?
At 22:08 hours, PM hours, which is military time. Regular time is 10:08 PM hours.
Ooh, they sent a ton of officers. Look at all those units.
And what was the responding location?
1955 Moreland Avenue, Southeast Atlanta.
Thank you. Ms. Latners, I'm going to approach with State's Exhibit 1.
Priority 10-minute response.
And Ms. Latners, do you recognize State's Exhibit 1?
Yes, it's a copy of the 911 call placed on this CD.
And how do you recognize it as a 911 call?
I put my initial and today's date on there.
Did you have a chance to review the 911 call prior to testifying in court today?
I did.
Has it been altered, edited, or deleted in any way?
No.
And is it a fair and accurate copy of the 911 call made on November the 25th of 2020 from the location of 1955 Moreland Avenue?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move to tender State's Exhibit 1 into evidence.
No objection.
Now
State's Exhibit 1 is admitted without objection.
And permission to publish.
Right.
We got a witness with inception.
Atlanta 911 first 34-1, how can I help you?
Yes, can you send the police here? Somebody just killed in front of our store.
Someone did what inside of your store?
Somebody killed a person in front of the store. outside.
Okay, we'll get someone out now. We'll get someone out, okay?
Somebody just walked out from our store, and somebody was waiting maybe outside, and they killed him.
He killed him?
Yeah.
So you got someone dead in front of the store?
Yeah.
Hold on for Grady.
Oh.
Excuse me?
Hold on for Grady, one moment.
Okay.
Did they get shot or what?
Yeah, somebody, I think, shot about 4 or 5 times. We heard the sound.
Okay, somebody dead in front of the store?
Yeah, somebody is dead already. The guy just bought from me one pack of mustard, and we had the gunshot, and somebody came out, said somebody just got killed. And we looked, the person is lying down on the...
What's the address of the emergency?
Huh?
What's the address?
1955 Moreland Avenue.
Okay, and repeat that to make sure I have it correct.
1955 Moreland Avenue.
Okay, what's the phone number you're calling from?
Excuse me?
What's your phone number?
Oh, this one. You cannot see on the phone, on the thing. What is the phone number on this phone?
What's your name, sir?
John.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
We just had the gunshot, that's all we know. But somebody came out from the outside and they said call the 911. And we looked, and somebody is lying down on the side of the building.
Are you with them now?
No, we are inside the store. We are not outside. We are inside the store. We're calling from the inside the store right now.
Okay, how many people are hurt?
Only one person dead, that's all.
Okay. We have help on the way. Atlanta, can we get fire and PD? I made your 7.
All right, thank you.
Atlanta, on the line? I am. Police and fire is already around. Okay. I'm 34 to 1. No problem. 34 to 1. Thank you. You got 1883?
And Your Honor, that's all.
That was a crazy call. The store owner, he's like, it wasn't inside the store. It was outside the store. We don't have anything to do with it. Send somebody over. There's a dead guy in front of our store. Send somebody over.
That's my guy.
Any cross?
No cross, Your Honor.
Can this witness be excused, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Latners. State may call us next witness.
State calls Ashraf Uddin.
Oh, that's the guy who called, I think. All we know is that the victim in this went to the store, bought a bottle of mustard, and as he walked out of the store, he was gunned down. He was shot 12 times. I think they fired 13 rounds. He was killed. Some of the wounds from head to his knees and pretty much everywhere in between got hit, and they will be shown in graphic, close-up, full-focus detail. We're going to edit out the groin shot.
Okay. All right.
I've never collaborated with Ayden. He's another YouTuber, covers much of the same stuff we do.
Be seated.
Thank you.
Would you please state and spell your first and last name for the court?
MD Ashrafuddin.
Okay, you guys speak up into the microphone.
MD Ashrafuddin.
Okay, spell that for the court reporter. Slow.
MD, first name and middle name Ashraf, ASRF, and last name is Uddin, Uddin.
Okay, thank you. Do you go by Ashraf?
Right.
Okay, all right.
She's struggling with
Mr. Ashraf, how are you familiar with 878 Norwood Road?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with that road or that address?
I work there.
Okay. What is the name of your business?
TNR Food Mart.
Okay. What county is your business located in?
Fulton.
Okay. And how long have you worked at that business?
Little over 3 years.
Okay. Did you work there on November 25th, 2020?
I don't remember, but I work Monday to Friday.
Okay. Back in 2020, November of 2020, did you work there?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
All right.
I don't know what they did, but I work. Show me the pictures.
Okay. I'm going to show you pictures now. States Exhibit 66, 67,
I'm there Monday through Friday.
69, and 70. Okay.
I work there Monday through Friday. Every day, Monday through Friday. Doesn't matter when.
Do you recognize these pictures? Look through them for me.
Gets the
Yes,
weekends off.
it's inside of my store.
Okay. You've seen these pictures before?
Yeah, you show me.
Okay. 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70.
Yes.
You recognize these?
Yes, the picture, yes.
Okay. And this is in your store?
Yeah, inside, yes.
Okay. Do you see yourself in those pictures, in some of those pictures?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have short haircut back then?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, state tenders States Exhibit 66, I believe, through 70 into evidence.
No objection. 66 through 70 admitted without objection.
You're not done, sir. No, you're not done.
Thank you. Miss. Okay.
Looks like he wants to go back to work in the store.
All right. Also, did you see a video from your store?
Yes.
Okay. And have you seen that video? Have I shown you that video?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Is this the video that I've shown you? A surveillance video?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes. Yes.
You initialed it on the back?
Yes.
You saw it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. And that's from surveillance video from your store?
Yes.
All right. And you recognized it?
Yes.
You even saw yourself in it, correct?
Yes.
All right. State tender States Exhibit 65 into evidence.
No objection. 65 admitted without objection.
If we could show States Exhibit 66 through 70, please.
There's always a wet floor sign.
Oh, okay. Mr. Udin, do you see yourself in this picture on 66?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you?
Inside the counter.
Okay. Behind that glass?
Yes.
All right. Do you recognize that person there? The person in front of the counter?
I cannot see the face.
Okay. Go to the next one. The next one. All right. Do you recognize States Exhibit 68?
Yes.
Okay. You see yourself in States Exhibit 68?
Yes.
All right. Do you see a gentleman in a white shirt in States Exhibit 68?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recognize him?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know his name?
No.
Okay. And how do you recognize this person?
I see the video and picture.
Okay.
And, he used to come to the store, so.
Okay. You can go to the next exhibit, please. Do you recognize Stacy Exhibit 69?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And let's go to 70, actually. All right. You recognize Stacy Exhibit 70?
I cannot see the picture clearly.
Can't see it clearly? What can't you see clearly?
The picture.
It's not clear like other picture.
Okay, what part of it?
The face.
The face? Can you zoom in on the face, please?
It's still not clear.
Okay. Mr. Udin, do you want to be here today?
No.
He doesn't want to testify.
And he subpoenaed you to be here, correct?
Right.
Okay. Why don't you want to be here today?
I am really scared of my life, fear of my life. That's why I don't want to be here.
Why are you afraid of your life?
Because, I don't want to do witness, I'm not even there and it's not happened to my store.
But why are you afraid of your life?
Because of those people,
Because of these people in the picture?
Yes.
Okay. All right. No further questions at this time.
I'm surprised they got to keep
Cross-examination.
that picture up if he says he doesn't recognize it. He won't identify them.
No cross, Your Honor.
Mr. Uden be excused from his subpoena.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir, for being here today.
Welcome.
You can leave.
Thank you. I'm done, right?
You're all done.
I appreciate that.
He's out of here. Leaves the chair spinning.
No.
All right. Stay may call its next witness.
We just gonna do this.
Employees is misspelled on the sign.
United States calls Mr. Bhaskar Shanda.
He's worried about the defendants or somebody connected to them retaliating if he testifies against them. So he said he couldn't see the face, and every time they showed him a picture, he's like, it's not clear, I can't see it, even though they zoomed in and you could see it clearly. And he's watching on a big screen. Yeah.
Turn around to face me. Raise your right hand. Do you swear upon the report is the truth, the truth to help you? Yes. You may be seated. While speaking into the mic, would you please state and spell your first and last name for the court?
Bhaskar Chanda.
And can you spell your name, Mr. Shanda?
Baskar. Last name Chanda. Chanda.
Good morning, Mr. Shanda. How are you doing today?
Doing well. It's little traffic.
Mr. Shanda, are you familiar with the address of 1955 Moreland Avenue Southeast?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with that address?
I own this business last 18 years.
And what is the name of your business?
Moreland Supermarket.
And what county is the Moreland Supermarket in?
Fulton.
Fulton?
Fulton.
Okay. Mr. Shanda, were you working at your store on November the 25th of 2020?
Yes.
And was a 911 call made from your business on that date?
Yes.
And why was 911 called?
We are working then on a small boy went inside and he was looking for a mustard. And that day actually, I was joking with him. Say, hey, the grocery store and hospital emergency room is open, all kind of holidays. See, you're the good. And he was looking outside, not making attention to me. And in a 3 second, we got a sound. So I thought the holiday, there's going to be firework. But I looked the video, then I saw he's down. And I saw 2 boys running away. So then and there, because I was over there a long time. I know everybody almost. So I trying to go outside. And one guy hold me, don't go outside. But I did not care. I go outside and I take the phone and came inside.
And Mr. Shanda, just going back a little bit with what you just stated, you said that you heard a sound outside?
Yeah.
And what was that sound that you heard?
A sound, because it was holiday, I thought this is the fireworks sound. But in the same time, one guy came inside the store. And he told me someone gunned down. And then I checked my camera.
And what holiday was it, Mr. Shanda?
When I checked the camera, the little I saw that small boy, he was laying on the floor. And I looked my other camera, and then I saw 2 running away, but I saw their backside.
And you have cameras inside of your store?
Yes.
And these cameras record inside of your store?
Yes.
Do they also record outside of your store?
Yes.
And did these cameras record the shooting that occurred at your store on November the 25th of 2020?
Yes.
And did you also provide a copy of this recording to the Atlanta Police Department?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, permission to approach. All right, Mr. Shonda, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 71 for identification. Do you recognize State's Exhibit 71?
Yeah, this is, I signed, yes, 1955 Moreland.
And what is State's Exhibit 71?
Second?
What is State's Exhibit 71?
I didn't understand the 71.
Yes, what is on State's Exhibit 71?
Oh, this is my store video. So investigator came in and they took the all kind of a device system and they took from my video recording.
And did you have a chance to review the contents on Exhibit 71 before testifying in court today?
Yes.
And is it a fair and accurate copy of surveillance recorded from your store on November the 25th of 2020?
Yes.
And is it the same surveillance that you turned over to the Atlanta Police Department?
Yes.
Has it been edited, altered, or deleted in any way?
Second?
Has it been edited in any way after reviewing it?
No.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, the state moves to tender State's Exhibit 71 into evidence.
No objection.
71 is submitted.
Right.
Just tell Your Honor, this time.
So it looks like we get to watch the security camera footage, and I think he's got
And Your
like
Honor, at this
500
time,
cameras.
the state intends to play a compilation of Exhibit 70 and 65 that have already been admitted in 71.
All right, so this is something that was prepared by the state as a demonstrative or
Yes, Your Honor.
more of a
Yes, Your Honor.
taking components of these already admitted exhibits. All right, Mr. Brown, have you had any objection to this or you had an opportunity to review it?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll say 71A is admitted.
Yes, Your Honor, 71A. And Your Honor, permission to publish 71A.
You may.
Okay, thank you.
All right, little content warning again. There we go.
That screen be moved, or is that just stuck right there? Closer?
I'm
Can we
sorry.
move the screen closer for the jurors to see?
Or does it? You can't move it.
Are there any other members of the jury having trouble seeing it right now? Okay, hold on a second before we do that. I know. If before we can move that, not yet. If I could get Ms. Bordas in here before we move that screen.
We need tech help. We haven't seen the defendant yet. We're hoping to get a glimpse of them eventually. This witness is not quite so reluctant to testify. A little bit of a talker as well.
All right, Deputy Scott, you can position that. If any members of the jury need to see it a little better, we can get that angle for you.
I thought it was on a cart, but it's mounted.
All right, and by show of hands, does anyone require any further adjustments from the jury? Seeing none. Ms. Washington?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Scott.
I wonder what the motive was for this. It does seem senseless, but it might have been, somebody's mentioned, it could have been gang initiation, could have been revenge for something, retaliation. They definitely didn't want his car. They didn't want his mustard. They didn't steal his wallet that I know of.
Let's do this one.
Okay, there's our victim walking into the store. So many mustard options, it's hard to choose. I would go with the yellow one. Looks like a friendly exchange at the counter. Opens the door. Look for the reaction from the store clerk. Is that a different guy? Whoa. A little unsteady on his feet. Grabs a what is it, a cinnamon bun? That was mustard? I don't think that's mustard. Does seem a little antsy, a little animated. There's a honey bun. You've got mail. Employees only. Spelled wrong. Well, they only had room for the, YES on the end. Didn't have room for the extra E. Friendly exchange. He's looking out the door. Oh, he backs up. Interesting response there. So this guy meets him at the door. Looks like they're getting in the car. Little jump. What just happened? This guy at the motorcycle. Now we're back in the store. So we bought a honey bun first, and now he's back for mustard. Something's not right here. Something's not right. Dude hits up the ATM. He blitzes out of there. Shop owner's like, hey, how can I help you? He's like, yeah, you want some mustard? I'll show you where the mustard's at. It's over here. Goes back outside. Goofing around. They shake hands. Okay, I'm so confused. Who is who? I think that's our victim that just showed up. The previous two guys might have been the defendants. It's a prank call, but I'm too tired to think clearly, so I can't do that. I think the red car left before this happened. The three of them, the two defendants and the victim, are just talking over there by that BMW. Red car manages to finally start the engine. Nope. Going back in. Got some extra change out of the cash drawer, or the glove box. Pick up that second bag of crisps, chips. And now let's drive it like we stole it in reverse. Here we go. Zoom. There they go. Whoa. Okay. That was quick. She backed out like a quarter mile. Okay, so now the three of them are at the back of the car. The victim looks like he's about to be headed back into the store. I'm so confused with how many trips are being made into the store. I'm not seeing much body language, but they're holding really still. Victim goes back in the store. Two defendants are talking to each other. Nope, not back in the store. So confused. Man, I guess they spent the whole night here, just in the parking lot. All the other customers are leaving. Now the defendants leave. Now we have raccoon cam going on right here. That's where we watch the garbage get raided by the local wildlife. There might be one up there in the bushes. Apparently there's something in the bushes, but we can't see this. This is honestly the best camera for what they're trying to show us. Look at all the shopping carts that have been ditched by the garbage there. Oh. Second raccoon. Also in the bushes. It's probably one of the more informative segments of the video so far. I now know there's razor wire and the gate was open and the garbage needs to be dumped. Okay, new angle. Red car's back. I think that's a different red car. That looks like a Ford Escape. No, Ford Explorer. Maybe an Escape. lot of these bins are empty. Need to restock. Asked a question. Pardon me, sir, do you have any Grey Poupon? It's directed down an aisle. Another customer makes a purchase. He's found the mustard. He has a bottle of mustard. I'll just have this, sir. There you go. Looks out the window to see what's going on. Still eyeing the outside. I think he knows something's not right here. More small talk, friendly. Leaves without hesitation. This is the other angle of raccoon cam. No critters seen. Oh, there's one. This one has walked this way before. You can see the worn path in the grass. Now with the hoodie on up over his head. Possibly something in his right hand. Definitely tried to conceal his identity. Nope, nothing in his hand. He's on the phone. Second guy comes to join the first. Sticks to the sidewalk, doesn't risk the grass. It's a good bet. Stay in the shadows. Because the light hurts their eyes. I think the timestamp would be really critical in this. See where they line up. Because I'm confused in the timeline. Both of them had firearms. Both shot. Guess we got a witness outside the store. There's a defendant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. Whoa, he went down quick. And the other shopper guy is just like chilling in front of the store, downrange. And now they just go inside to tell the store owner. Wow.
And Your Honor, that concludes the compilation. No further questions of this witness.
Any cross-examination?
Please speak. Good morning. That compilation that just played, it looked like it had video from 1955 Moreland, but it looked like it had video from another location. Do you have any familiarity with that other location, that other convenience store?
No, sir.
Okay, so you can't testify about that at all.
Yeah, that's improper.
And the video for the store that you owned, were you able to see the faces of either person who was shooting?
No. When I heard the sound, then and there, I thought this is the firework. But it's realized then and there, I looked my camera right hand side. I saw their backside. They are running.
Their backside?
Yeah, in a minute.
Okay.
thought it was fireworks. Saw them running off in the county.
That's all I have. Thank you, Your Honor.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Shauna, be excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, members of the jury, we've been going about 2 hours now. Let's take a 5 to 10 minute break. We'll see if we can get started with another witness when we come back before we break for lunch. And so whenever you're ready to come on back in about 5 to 10 minutes, we'll resume. Thank you.
All right, for the jurors.
Talk to him when you got to talk to. What? Yeah. Tell him when you want to talk to. Okay. Oh, we got.
You go to the restroom. Whatever you do. Okay.
Judge is doing the potty dance. Back and forth, shifting.
All right, anything we need to take up at this point, Ms. Russell?
Dr. Sullivan is scheduled to be here like around 1, like right after lunch. However, she's in the middle of an autopsy. She says she won't be able to be here until 2. I wanted to let Your Honor know that we have 2 more witnesses before Dr. Sullivan. So I wanted to just let you know of scheduling purposes.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I think we're doing fine on time.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Brown, do you need to go back in the back with Mr. Johnson right now?
I just need to go to the bathroom.
Well, you can do both, I'm saying, if you need to. We'll come back at about 11:15, see where we are. Okay?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I do need to talk to you. Yes, that's right. Could you give me the stipulation?
I just need to go to the bathroom, that's all. Oh, wait, I do need to talk to you. And then the judge leaves. Something about a stipulation. Okay, we're going to skip the break because we can.
Oh, you put them in slots? Look at you. Look at you. Put them in slots.
Just make sure there's no hot mic stuff.
Try to speed. Let's just, yeah. Okay, but let's just, go ahead. Go ahead and talk.
I just want to tell somebody if I can.
Okay.
Hey, Richard.
Or where's your
Sound?
sound? Yeah.
I'm worried. I don't want to skip it.
Okay.
So what we have here is a senseless murder. A couple young guys, 2 young guys who appeared at one time to be friendly with the victim, shaking hands and talking and hanging out, possibly even riding in the same car together. Later, according to the state, came back and lay in wait for him as he went inside and bought a bottle of mustard. And when he came out, they opened fire, both of them shooting him. A total of 13 shots were fired. He was hit 12 times and killed pretty much instantly. Right outside the local food mart. It's a gas station. This is Judge Scott McPhee in Fulton County. Okay, we're going to skip ahead because the mic got a little quiet. They're watching some video. Okay, I have to skip 2 things at once. Here's how it goes. Okay. Wait for right when the judge comes back. Give me a second. We'll watch this for a minute while I get this sorted. Okay, here comes the judge.
121, yeah.
121.
Yeah, exhibit 121.
What's 117?
Huh? But we just.
They need the cops to move out of the picture, and then the judge walks
What's
in.
that?
Oh, no. So what?
So we got about a minute here. Sorry. I've got to keep my time. Okay, there we go.
I told you, you took
Now
your
we're good. 10 seconds, judge walks in.
You got it? No, you took it with you, right? I got it. I told you. Oh, did all remain seated?
Yeah, both the people outside the store had pew-pews in their pockets.
You need something, Mister? You good? All right, let's go back on the record. Mr. Brown, did you get a chance to talk with Mr. Johnson about the stipulation issue?
I did, Your Honor.
What do you want to do?
He stipulated.
Okay, so it's going to be the stipulation as agreed. We can tender that at the end and publish it at the appropriate time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What else? There was something else. Mr.
I just got, it doesn't have to be on the record, but I just got a phone call that my dad is about to go into hospice. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What should we do?
I just want to,
Yeah. All right, we're off the record.
Wow. It's terribly sad for the prosecutor here, getting that news about her dad going into hospice care. Lenova, right before then, trying to make the mood jovial, gifted 10 memberships. Thank you very much, Lenova. Extremely generous. I just reviewed the list of people who received gifted memberships, and all of them are great people. Good people. Good aim, Lenova. Good aim. So the prosecutor's dad is going into hospice. So the judge has given her another minute or two just to get collected. I think they're going to move forward. I know they move forward, but... Let's see if she's able to continue, or if they turn it over to the second chair. Judy D, member for 12 months. Look at that, a full year. Thank you so much, Lenova. I live here now, and you've got an orange courthouse, which is great. Katrina, we just finished the break, and the prosecutor received a phone call that her dad was going to hospice care. So the judge has sort of given an extra few minutes here for either her to decide what she wants to do going forward. Just completely unrelated to the trial itself.
Hey, Judge, do you have any bottled water? Oh.
Oh, here, take. Yeah, just take this.
The clerk gave the bailiff the "Hey, come hither" look in the other room. Bailiff says no. Watermelon, it's working. It's working. I believe that's the defendant or the defense attorney standing up there, right next to the Zoom logo. I can skip forward, but I have to because of the nature of this trial and because it shows such incredibly graphic images. Like I don't need to see a man shot in the groin in close up in an autopsy photo. I'm planning on skipping that one, but for me to skip it, I have to know.
Eddie Russell's just running to the restroom really quick.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Planning on not skipping any of the other photos, but they might be very, very graphic and gruesome.
Yeah, she's in the restroom.
Water for everybody. Prosecutors in the restroom for a little bit. So this trial occurred this week. We're a little bit behind. I think it happened 2 days ago, or over the last 2 days, I should say. It's out of Fulton County, Georgia. Senseless murder. A lot of suspicion that it's gang related, but we haven't heard anything about that. So it's a guy thing about that pic. No, images of anatomy like that cause YouTube some heartburn, and the algorithm overreacts, and so to spare me the hassle and possible battle to get my channel back, I'm going to try to cut that part out. Even though, according to the rules, according to YouTube's rules, I could show the entire thing, and it's fine. I mean, it's already on there. We're literally seeing a YouTube video that has it already. We haven't heard why he was getting mustard. Just that that was the thing. I'm just saying. What, don't they have YSL down there? Young Slime Life? Isn't their color yellow? Or is it green? I don't know. Yellow mustard? Coincidence? I think not. It's green. Well, if your mustard's green, that's probably another problem. Taking mustard off the shopping list now. I'm a big fan of hot dogs with mustard, ketchup, and relish. But I can also just eat a hot dog with just mustard. Especially if it's a bratwurst. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead and then deal with the hassle later. Let me see how far ahead I need to skip.
And if we could just have 10 more minutes, that's thank you.
10 minutes.
If not, then we can have the exhibits pulled up on my computer. And this is my okay. You already connected to the Zoom? Yes. Okay.
Okay, I need to go forward to 202.55.
6:30.
So I'm going to fast forward here really quickly. So 202.55. All right, they're bringing in the jury. Here we go. They're back.
All can be seated as you come in. We're standing for you.
They're taking their sweet time coming in.
Thank you, Deputy Scott. Thank you for your patience, members of the jury. The state has indicated they think they may be able to do 2 shorter witnesses before we break for lunch. State may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls crime scene tech Green.
Hey, will you swear up for it? Help you?
Yes.
Make you see it. State that's fair. You said the last night for the post.
Antoinette Green, ANTONETTE GREEN.
Good morning, CST Green. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. CST Green, how are you employed?
I work for the City of Atlanta Police Department Crime Scene Unit.
And how were you employed back on December the 2nd of 2020?
Still same.
And what are your job duties and responsibilities?
Okay, as a crime scene technician, we are responsible to go out to the scene and process the scene, take photograph, and collect evidence.
CST Green, did you have an opportunity to respond to 1950 Campbellton Road, apartment 179?
Yes.
And what county is that address located in?
Fulton County.
Why did you respond there?
I got a call to come out.
And CST Green, I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibits 34 through 46. Oh.
A lot of pictures.
May I have permission to approach the witness?
You may.
On CST Green, these are State Exhibits 34 through 46.
Okay.
It finished. And do you recognize State's Exhibits 34 through 46?
Yes, I do.
And what do you recognize those to be?
Those are the photos that I took of the scene.
And do they fairly and accurately reflect the photos that you took at the scene?
Yes.
And have they been altered in any way?
No, they have not.
Your Honor, at this time, the state moves to tender State's Exhibits 34 through 46 into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
34 through 46 submitted without objection.
And permission to publish, Your Honor. Permission to publish?
You may.
Thank you. CST Green, looking at State's Exhibits 34, can you please tell the jury what we are looking at in this exhibit?
Okay, this particular photo is showing the location sign where I actually responded to.
And looking at State's Exhibit 35.
Shamrock had 4-leaf.
35 is overall of the apartment building.
And moving on to State's Exhibit 36.
Okay, yes, that's the close-up of the actual address of the apartment building.
And if you can, just for the record, read what we are looking at on State's Exhibit 30.
The Campbellton Road.
And moving on to State's Exhibit 37.
That's overall of the apartment door.
Sideways door.
And is this the apartment door that you responded to?
Yes.
And
When
what
you saw
number
it,
is
was
on that
it
apartment
oriented
door?
in a different
179.
way?
Moving on, State's Exhibit 38.
Okay, and this particular one, it's kind of hard to see, but that's overall of the hallway going into a closet.
And if you can, for the jurors, just point to where the closet is in this picture in State's Exhibit 38.
Closet area.
And let the record reflect that CST Green pointed to the closet area. And
Which is
moving on
where?
to State's Exhibit 39.
I guess this is the closet.
Can you please tell the jurors what we are looking at in State's Exhibit 39?
Okay, this is a bag with marker number 1 collected for evidence.
And where are we in the apartment? Exhibit 39.
Still in the hallway in that particular closet.
And moving on to State's Exhibit 40.
And that's just showing a close-up of the book bag with marker number 1.
Moving on to State's Exhibit 41.
Okay, this is showing that we have removed the book bag out of the closet. So that's just showing an overall of the book bag with marker number 1.
And moving on to State's Exhibit 42.
This is showing the items that were in the book bag once you opened it.
And if you can explain to the jury what exactly the items that we can see in State's Exhibit 42.
Okay, this was a Kroger bag. This is the butt of a handgun, and this is some like wire.
Looking at State's Exhibit 43.
There we go.
CST, explain to the jury what we're looking at in this exhibit.
Okay, that is showing the handgun pulled out of the bag with marker number 1.
And can you also explain the other items that we see?
Also, those are the items that were in the plastic bag that was in the book bag as well.
And for the record, what items do we see depicted in the picture in this exhibit?
The handgun, also some pill bottles and prescription bottles to the side.
Looking at State's Exhibit 44.
Close up of the slide.
Okay, this is showing the close up make and model of the handgun.
And what is the make and model depicted in State's Exhibit 44?
Smith & Wesson, made by Springville, and then it's a SW9VE.
No, it's made by Smith & Wesson in Springfield, Missouri,
and
Massachusetts.
Looking at State's Exhibit 45.
Skittles. Hang on. Those normal Skittles?
These are all the items that were in the Kroger plastic bag.
And can you please, the jury, what items that we were looking at that were from the plastic bag?
Are these special
these are
Skittles?
the prescription bottles, pill bottles, Tylenol, and then it was a Skittle bottle.
And lastly, State's Exhibit 46. What are we looking at in State's Exhibit 46?
Close up of who that prescription bottle belonged to and the item in the bottle.
And who did the prescription belong to?
Jacob Ingram.
Ibuprofen, 600 milligrams. It's not a ton. It's like 3 times what your normal over-the-counter pill would normally carry in it.
CST Green, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 81. CST Green, do you recognize State's Exhibit 81?
Yes.
And what is that?
This is the handgun I collected from the bag.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move to tender State's Exhibit 81 into evidence.
No objection.
Admitted without objection.
At this time, CST Green. At this time, can you please remove the exhibit from the box, please?
It's the handgun.
Those zip ties weren't on it before.
Did the handgun that you collected on scene, did it contain a magazine?
No, it did not.
What did you do after the gun was collected?
Once collected, it was packaged and sent to our crime lab for ballistics.
No further questions, Freddie.
Any cross-examination?
Yes, brother. Morning, Ms. Green.
Good morning.
The unit 179 at 1950 Campbellton Road.
Yes.
Do you know whose apartment that is?
No, I do not know who apartment that was.
Okay. Do you have any evidence or any indication that Mr. Johnson resided at that apartment?
I have no knowledge of that, sir.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge that he's ever been in that apartment?
No, I do not.
Okay. The handgun, what was the caliber of it?
It's a 9.
9mm?
Yes. Let me make sure. Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Were any fingerprints lifted from this weapon?
No.
No fingerprints, okay. And that pill bottle, was it ibuprofen?
Yes, it was. Yes, okay. I believe it was an ibuprofen bottle.
And it belonged to Jacob Ingram?
That's the name that was prescribed on the bottle, sir.
Okay. What led you to that apartment?
I got a call for service to come and execute a search warrant with the investigators.
And the search warrant didn't indicate whose apartment it was?
Well, it should be on the search warrant, yes.
Do you have the search warrant?
No, I do not have it.
If I may ask, what was the basis for needing to search that apartment?
The investigator requested certain items on the search warrant. So basically what I went in and did an overall of the apartment, and anything that was pointed out as evidence, I photographed and collected it.
Okay, thank you.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Green be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Green.
Thank you.
They may call us next witness.
Your Honor, the state calls Officer Gilbert.
They need to do a better job of identifying the defendants in the video. So far, all we've heard is that nobody's been able to identify them.
Mm-hmm. Why are we entering
Just enter it. Just.
Basically, you should affirm that the testimony that you get in court is the truth and that's the truth to help you.
I do.
Maybe see it.
I appreciate it.
Would you please state the spell your first and last name for the court?
My name is Chance Gilbert, CHANCEGILBERT.
Good morning, Officer Gilbert. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and yourself?
Doing well, thank you. Officer Gilbert, where are you currently employed?
Police department.
And how long have you been employed with the City of Atlanta Police Department?
8 years.
What unit are you currently assigned to?
Zone 3 day watch.
And what unit were you assigned to back in October of 2020?
Zone 3 morning watch.
And in what capacity back in 2020?
Law enforcement.
What were your job duties and responsibilities back in October of 2020?
Daily patrol, answering 911 calls.
Are you post-certified?
I am.
And can you please explain to the jury what post-certified means?
I'm certified by the state to uphold laws in the state of Georgia.
And were you post-certified in October of 2020?
I was.
Officer Gilbert, I'm going to direct your attention to October the 26th of 2020. Did you respond to an incident that occurred at 878 Norwood Road?
Beachfront Avenue.
And what was the nature of that call?
It was a person shot call.
And what county is that in?
Fulton.
Around what time did you respond to that location?
10:30 p.m.
And what type of location is 878 Norwood?
It's a convenience store.
Can you tell the jury what you did when you arrived on scene?
So the call originally came in at 1759 Thomasville of a person shot. When I arrived on scene, the victim was on the porch with a gunshot wound to his left arm. I spoke with him. He got in the back of the ambulance, and then I spoke with a secondary male close to the vehicle that was in question.
Officer Gilbert, you said that you spoke with the victim who had been shot?
Yes.
All right. Did you come to learn the name of that individual?
Jacob Ingram.
And where was Mr. Ingram when you arrived on scene?
When I arrived on scene, he was standing on the porch of the house.
Okay. And you also spoke with the second individual?
Yes.
And who was that?
The second individual's name was I'm sorry. It's escaping me right now. Mr. Johnson.
You said Johnson?
I'm sorry, not Mr. Johnson. I'm sorry.
I'm guessing he didn't review his report before he testified.
It's really escaping me right now.
Can you refresh his recollection?
Did you write a report in regards to responding to the scene?
I'm sorry, I did.
Hold on 1 second. What was the relationship of the second person that you spoke with on scene?
The second person was the brother.
The brother of who?
Yeah, he stated that it was his brother.
Who is he?
The victim, Mr. Ingram.
Okay, stated that the second person that you spoke with was?
The second person I spoke with was the brother of the victim, Mr. Ingram.
Okay. And where did you speak with the second person?
By the car that was in question.
Okay. Do you recall what type of car this was?
It was, I believe it was a Nissan Altima.
What, if anything, did the second person tell you?
He stated that him and Mr. Ingram were outside of 878 Norwood, and he asked him for a cigarette, and that he sat in the car to speak with him about some stuff. And when they were sitting there, an unknown male came around the car, pointed, in his words, Draco face, and said, "Give it up." And he knocked the gun out of his face, at which point the suspect fired a shot, striking Mr. Ingram in the arm.
And did the second person tell you anything else that occurred after Mr. Ingram was shot in the arm?
So he initially said that they drove off, after which, like, during my investigation, I looked at the car, and there were rounds projecting outside of the car. At which point I asked him, why were there rounds coming out of the car if you didn't return fire? And, you know, we went a little further on in the questioning, and that's when he informed me that he did reach and grab his brother's handgun and return fire at the male who shot at them initially.
Did the second individual tell you about how many times that he returned fire?
He did not tell me initially how many times he returned fire.
He just got to show them on my computer without looking at them. And then also make sure that he looks at this. And then also that it was happening so.
We've called this the mustard murder because the victim went to the store, just bought
Officer
mustard.
Gilbert, would it refresh your memory if I
it.
showed you a copy of the
Yes.
report? You got permission to approach.
Sure, witness, you don't need to ask for permission
Thank you.
from here on out.
Ooh, blanket permission by the judge, speeding things up.
Yes, Mr. Jamon Johnson was the second person on the scene.
And okay.
I cannot begin to tell you how tired I am right now. Like I'm about to fall out of my chair.
So, Officer Gilbert, who was the second person that you spoke to on scene?
Mr. Jamon Johnson sitting at that table.
And do you see Mr. Jamon Johnson in court today?
Yes, that's him right there.
Okay. Can you, for the record, point him out by an article of clothing and where he is sitting in court?
He's sitting at the left table on the end wearing a black jacket.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that Officer Gilbert has identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
Thank you, Your Honor. And just for the record, the defendant was the individual that you spoke to in back.
Yes.
When speaking with Mr. Ingram and the defendant, were either of them suspects?
No, not at the time.
I'm going to clarify what's happening
Now,
here
were you wearing city-issued body cam on October the 26th of 2020?
Yes.
And was your body cam working properly?
Yes.
Were other officers on scene wearing body cam as well?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 63 and also State's Exhibits 60 through 62.
As she gets that ready, this officer testified to a previous shooting that one of the defendants was involved in, where the defendant was a victim there. So he responded to that previous shooting. Officer
Gilbert, I'm approaching with what's been marked as State's Exhibit 60 through 63 for identification purposes.
Okay.
All right, starting with State's Exhibit 63. Is that?
Yes, it's my body camera.
And how do you recognize that to be body cam?
It's video that I've seen from my body camera.
And you saw it prior to coming in and testifying in court today? All right, did you initial and date it?
Yes.
Has it been altered, edited, or deleted in any way?
No.
And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the events that occurred on October the 26th of 2020?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, the state moves to tender State's Exhibit 63 into evidence.
No objection.
63 is admitted.
Officer Gilbert, looking at State's Exhibit 60, 61, and 62, do you recognize those exhibits?
Yes.
And what do you recognize those exhibits to be?
Still shots of the incident, the person shot call.
And are they fair and accurate depiction of still shots from the person shot call on October the 26th of 2020?
Yes.
Have they been edited, altered, or deleted in any way?
No.
Your Honor, permission to tender at this time State's Exhibits 60, 61, and 62.
Objection.
Exhibits 60 through 62 are admitted.
Yes, 60 through 62, Your Honor.
They are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And permission to publish.
You may.
Thank you.
60.
Officer Gilbert, looking at State's Exhibit 60, can you please explain to the jury what we were looking at in State's Exhibit 60?
The victim of the gunshot.
And who, if you can, for the record, what is this individual's name?
Mr. Ingram.
All right, looking at State's Exhibit 61.
Okay. It's Mr. Johnson.
And if you can just explain to the jury what is going on in State's Exhibit 61 and
I'm talking to Mr. Johnson about the incident.
And if you can just explain, I know that we can see it, but for the record, what is the defendant wearing?
He's wearing multiple chains with a black shirt and blue jeans.
All right, and looking at State's Exhibit 62.
It seems to be a closer shot of Mr. Johnson wearing the same shirt and the same chains.
And this is from October the 26th of 2020?
It is.
After speaking with the defendant on scene, what did you do next?
I left the scene and went to the hospital to speak with Mr. Ingram.
And did you have any other involvement in the case after speaking with Ingram?
No.
And one last question, Officer Gilbert, just to clarify, the second individual, the defendant that you spoke to,
yes,
he told you that he shot the gun at 878 Norwood?
Yes.
That's all.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, officer.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson told you that he returned fire after Mr. Ingram was shot?
Yes.
Okay. And you saw shell casings, which gave the understanding that that someone returned fire. Is that correct?
The exit from the vehicle, at the rear of the vehicle, there were exit impacts on the vehicle.
Were you able to collect any cartridge casings?
There were cartridges collected. However, we were unsure which weapon it came from.
Okay, got it. Were they 9mm?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Did Mr. Ingram corroborate that it was his gun?
That it was his gun specifically?
Yes.
No, he said it was his brother's gun.
So Mr. Ingram said it was Mr. Johnson's gun?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Ingram. No.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson said that it was Mr. Ingram's gun.
Right. And did Mr. Ingram, who was the gunshot victim, did he corroborate that?
No.
Was he asked?
He might have been asked by an investigator.
Okay. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
We have another package.
And this witness be excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Officer Gilbert.
Thank you.
All right, members of the jury. Note the time is 12:05. Let on being back here, ready to go at 1:10, and we can resume. As I mentioned, you can stay here in the back, or you can leave through the back hallway. During this time period, it's very important, again, that you don't conduct any research of any kind about this case. Everything you learn about this case happens inside this courtroom. And don't discuss the case with anyone, and that includes amongst yourselves. And keep those juror stickers prominent for us. Thank you for your patience, for your time, for your attention so far. We'll see you back at 1:10.
010. Time. 110.
Okay, as they go to lunch.
Thank you.
Dale, could you send that to me? If you got it in a document, you can either probably text it to the phone. That would be great. I'm not sure if we read that one. All right, let me just, as they're at lunch, let me show you something really quickly. We got a package. Breezy. You don't see Amber here? I know Amber's working like crazy, and I don't think she's feeling well either. We got a package, and it has puppets. Many huge puppets. We have the finger puppets already. These are like full-size ventriloquism dummy puppets. Let's do a quick little sample. Let's see who's our. Here we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. We've got several. They all feature the same talking mouth, which can be worked. By the way, it can be. Ooh, I love the orange hair here with the pink glasses. I'm gonna have to get my game on for these. This is next level stuff. This is a ton. Breezy. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can figure this out. Yeah, I think I can figure this out. Let me turn this on.
Call from Bree.
Bree, I'm still unloading the package here. Wow.
I see those. That's what we wanted to get you, because we're multicultural. So you have more options for defense.
I've got a bundle of puppets. I'm gonna need to bring
That was option A, but they didn't want to deliver to a PO box, so I might have stole some a fairy somewhere.
They wouldn't have fit my PO box, that's for sure.
That's probably why. But I might have somebody buy them, and then I paid them so they could get to you.
Well,
without giving me your address.
Okay, thank you. I can see from the label who it came through. So thank you, Thomas, for that.
It's the water fairy. It's the water fairy.
Wonderful. Thank you. We're gonna have to figure out how to use those in a live stream.
Well, I just decided Amber could probably be the one that logs in and scrolls the screen for you, since she was kind of my partner in crime in this. Or if you need me to scroll the screen, I can. But I don't think I have those powers.
It's hard to hear you for some reason right now.
Oh, sorry.
Like
hold on. Let me get you.
Hold on. Room away from your phone.
Hold on. I had you on my AirPods. Sorry. I said, I guess Amber can scroll the screen since she was kind of my partner in crime for this. Or I could do it, but I don't really have the powers, I don't think.
Amber. Man. Let's see. I don't know when we're going to use them. I am too exhausted right now. Like I'm like running on no energy right now. So
not today.
I can't use them right
Another
now.
day.
We might have to figure out how to use these with maybe a reenactment of a key scene. I'm thinking.
Did they give you that? Did they have like the paper that goes on the back, like you can put your hand through to make it look like it's a puppet show? I don't know if it came or if somebody just had an example of one.
It didn't come with one, but this is the back. Okay. So you put your hand up the shirt type thing, and then you've got the mouth that can move open.
Oh, those are priceless. Yeah, they were supposed to come with a banner. I have to look for the banner then, because they were supposed to be one like your green screen that you put your hands through to make it look like it's a puppet show, like the wooden thing.
Thank you, Brie. I'm thinking I probably wouldn't be able to read a whole court document, but if there was a funny segment in court that we were reenacting, we could use the audio from court, and then I could use the puppets to be the voices. I think we can probably work on that. So.
Yeah, something we have to. I mean, those are going to be perfect. So I was like, yeah, that was option A. And then when that didn't work, we went to finger puppets, and
Valerie says
weren't nearly as funny as the big ones.
Please use one as a mic cover. I have mic covers. These which I wash regularly, by the way, because I can't stand having a mic that isn't clean. But I have mic covers that they're tiny and they pop up. I don't think I can put the doll on there, the puppet. That won't work.
Right.
So, thank you, Bree. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Now I've got plenty of.
Well, they're supposed to get there yesterday, but I'm assuming with Prime, they just got a little delayed.
Yeah, Prime's been busy. It's been really busy.
Yeah.
All right, Bree, help me make the decision. I'm about ready to fall asleep out of my chair. Do you want to take a lunch break, and then we could come back with the afternoon? But it might be like an hour and a half lunch break because I'm just going to lay down and just out for a little bit.
I mean, I think that might be a good decision because it is Thursday and you still have a not relevant pod. Wait, that's where the puppets can come in tonight. They're not very relevant.
I hope Thomas kept a couple so he can do his part of the whole exchange. Bree, thank you. I appreciate that. I and my kids are going to have a blast with those.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And see, look, you can. It's a double win because you can use them for homeschooling.
Yeah. Now they'll pay attention if the mouth's talking to them. So
exactly. Well, awesome. Well, I just saw you. I was like, and then I got Amber in there. I was like, Amber, gotta go. It's go time. So.
Luckily, I have Weather Watch's address as well. So if I need to return a couple for him to use, I can do that.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, guys. Well, I'll let you get back. You take a nap. We'll be around.
Awesome. Thanks, Bree.
We'll be back when you get here.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
All right. We'll see you. Bye. Okay, for those that are just joining, because I won't go into all the details, but I got about 2 hours of sleep last night, and I am falling apart mentally. In my head, I'm like mentally, I'm thinking about clicking on the screen, and I wonder what happened if I clicked on the screen. Does it pull the words to it? It feels like I'm high or something. I'm not. I'm just that tired, and so I know I'm either going to say something that I'm going to regret, or I'm going to be rude or miss something. I don't want that to happen. So I need just a little bit of sleep. And I'm going to take a brief lunch. We're going to come back with the afternoon session of this court. It happened just the other day. I'm curious. There are two things I want to see. First of all, I want to see what the state has on these guys, how they can prove it was them and not say like his brother. Okay? They have to prove he was the one that pulled the trigger. And what exactly is the defense? What's their defense to this? Because it seemed just flat out murder, just premeditated murder for nothing. It wasn't robbery or anything else. So that's what I want to see when we come back. Obviously, I will warn you, we have pictures in this trial that are extremely graphic. We're only to edit one of those out, I think. But it's one that's the poor victim got shot right in the you know what. And of course the autopsy, they went ahead and just gave us a good old picture framed up. And we're probably going to skip that one because it has problems with YouTube. YouTube has problems with pictures like that. The algorithm, the computer looks at it and says, yeah, that's not appropriate. And then I have to fight a battle that is really tough. So we're not going to do that. All right. Give me about an hour, Amber. But if you don't come back, then if I don't come back, then give me a call. So, all right. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people that you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again this afternoon for the rest of the trial. We've just got about an hour and a half, 2 hours left of the trial for today. Then we'll have more trial tomorrow. It's a 2-day trial, and then we'll be verdict and everything. We'll have it all in 2 days. So what a way to start the weekend, right? You guys have a good lunch. We'll see you right afterwards. Bye-bye. I'm sleeping already. See ya.
Shame on you, sir.